Do you know the YouTuber Ivan Ortega?
No.
He kind of works with Geeks and Gamers. He's doing a re-edit of Star Wars: The Last Jedi, but
Oh,
he also he's making a re-edit, but he also does choreography as Kylo Ren, and he also is like the editor of the thing, and has his own. He has some clips of him doing choreography, trying to do it with Kylo with his lightsaber.
I've heard about him, yeah. And you actually just brought up a really nice point about the choreography with Kylo. What I really loved in The Force Awakens, the fight on Starkiller Base, for me, that fight between Rey and Kylo, it was not just a fight, it was a scene. And the whole fight was basically, if you think of it, a relationship and a conversation. And this is one thing I want to do with the fight scene that we're going to do with Ahsoka and Vader. That's one thing I need to do, is to make sure that that whole thing is, again, a conversation and a relationship. It's not just a stunt fight. I'm not going to name any other references that seem just like a nicely choreographed fight, which happens. For me, it's much more than that. For me, it's how these characters are expressing their feelings, their thoughts through the motion. Uh, it's just a dramatic side of physical action, and that's what really matters. And every blow, every step, every glance, it's
Mm-hmm.
a line. What are they saying? What is the response? What's the result? And I'm gonna focus on that.
I mean, the dialogue between two people when they're in a fight is almost sometimes that's the most intriguing part. I mean, the fight itself is fine usually, but it's like what
Yeah.
they're saying, what is their conversation, because sometimes they don't even really want to kill each other or anything. They just want to get whatever they're fighting, like they're expressing their emotions through their fighting.
So I've done quite a few scenes where exactly this thing happened. When verbal conversation goes into the fight and vice versa, and all, sometimes it's all together. You know, when they're, like you said, when they're fighting, it doesn't feel like they really hate each other. But when they talk, you're like, oh my gosh, they're killing each other with the words. But when they're physically fighting, it's not that hatred. It's vice versa. It's almost like they're like two magnets. They're being pulled together and apart, and it's very interesting. So it's a very common acting, like an exercise, or or call it whatever, rehearsal thingy.
Yeah.
When you have an argument with somebody in a scene, you have to fight physically, and as you say your line, you do some kind of a physical motion, and then you repeat the whole thing without the physical motion, and you see how the energy shifts, how every line changes, because if you want to punch them or kick them or strangle them, and your voice will change too.
With the character of Ahsoka, do you like her more in Clone Wars or in Rebels?
I like her. Oh, that's a good point. I like her more in the end of Clone Wars, I think. In Rebels, I felt like, to me personally, she lost a little bit of that coolness that she had
Yeah.
first. Like she had this little, like a spunky touch,
Yep.
and I wouldn't think that she would entirely lose it like that. Of course, she's been through a lot of things, but people kind of don't lose parts of them entirely just like that. Like she has it just a little bit when she winks at Ezra at once in one scene or something. But I felt like I wanted more. So in this trailer, I actually added that attitude the way I would love it to be, because she's still calm and poised and she knows what she's doing, but she still has this kind of, whatever, come at me. Let's see.
I want to get your take on The Last Jedi, how you felt about it, and then what you think of the fandom afterwards.
Good question. Well, I respect everyone's opinion, and I respect that different films can speak to different people in their own ways. My opinion on The Last Jedi, I did not enjoy it as much as I wanted to, and I disagree with a lot of things that happened there. That does not say it's a bad film. It means, to me personally, it didn't speak, and it kind of it did not work for me. I know people, like you said, that totally love it, and they say this one scene where this happens and it just touched me, and I'm like, you know what? Great, because I'm so happy you enjoyed it. It's your film. I know a lot of people who could not watch this for 3 hours. Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah, it's a slow burn.
My favorite film ever. And so many people will tell me, oh, it was so boring. I was like falling asleep. Oh, well, it's not your film then. It was not made for you. Right? And I don't hate them and they don't hate me. Like, all right, it's just not just so same thing. To me, did not feel like it was a part of Star Wars, and a lot of I can talk.
I'm loving this.
5 minutes of The Last Jedi is one of my favorite scenes in all Star Wars ever. So the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be incredible!" You know, with that whole scene with it, and then the porgs, and I was like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Star Wars is incredible!" And then the more you watch it, the more like, "Wait a minute, okay, what just happened?" But one thing I'm gonna say, Hux, okay, General Hux. That character was freaking horrible in The Force Awakens. He was Kylo's rival in there. What happened to him? I was like, no. I went to Star Wars Celebration right in Chicago, and everyone there was just a dream of a fan. I mean, the most incredible crowd in the world. Everyone was so loving and supportive, and everyone was just like a big family, for real. It was insane. So what lets us all know what we all talked about over there, which leaves all the toxic people behind their screens. And all of the people who say the bad things, who give all the crap to actors who don't deserve it, love Kelly Marie Tran, you know, at my best. Those are great people and great actors. And whatever happened on the social media is just unheard of. Like, I'm just so pissed at all of that. And those people who do that are not really part of the fandom because they did not go there and shared love. They stayed at home behind their monitors and kept spitting bile and, you know, all the bad things out there. And like the same thing as I'm getting some comments on my little trailer, and I'm very curious. If I see a bad comment, I will always go and freaking find you, who you are, where you live, what you do, what you look like, and then I ask myself, why is this person writing this thing to me right now? And then the answers are always very clear, you know. And I'm not saying anything, I'm not answering anything, I'm not giving them attention. What I'm thinking, I wish you all the luck in your life. You need it. That's it. Like, I'll give you my love and support and advice if you want it. I'll keep making whatever it is I'm making. If you can't enjoy it, go back to where you are. If you want to enjoy it, come back and share positivity. Yeah, well, if there's a constructive criticism, I always respond to that because I appreciate that. You know, you help me be better, and I'm not ever going to take it to heart. I'm thankful for those things because then I'm going to make a film. I'm going to take, okay, so everybody's mentioning this thing, okay? So, a good point. I'm going to make it better. So, and if somebody says like, oh, you know, I'm like, okay, good luck to you. I know you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, but you're definitely not getting there. So, good luck supporting you. I believe in you. Do it.
So you're doing the fan film. You said you're a singer. You just finished film school. You're an actress now. You have a YouTube channel. You got a Twitter and stuff. So what are your goals going forward career-wise? Like, are you going to try to invest into being a YouTuber? Some people have done that where they, you know, do their film. They know there's film stuff and they're doing independent projects and, you know, post videos about it sometimes. Or you're going to try to get just audition for certain roles in movies, or if you're going to try to, do you want to be a director someday? Just seeing
all of that. Well, yes, I'm auditioning pretty much on a regular basis right now, and I'm getting gigs, and at the same time, I'm working on my own things, like you said. I always have ideas and a passion to make them happen. So whether it's a music video or a short film or whatever it is, a bigger film, I love putting it together, and I tried directing. I directed just the small things, but I really love it. I really enjoy it. And YouTube, I'm not a YouTuber, never been one. This is like I have 2 videos on my YouTube, but
right
now that I see the value of it, and it's a great way to find an audience for your projects and to find like-minded people like yourself, you know, so we can talk about it and support each other. So I definitely wanted to do more of those videos. I'm just hoping it'll get fit in my schedule. But we're doing the blooper reel, then we'll do maybe an interview with the people who did the teaser who are going to be working on the fan film, so we can share some ideas, see what people think, maybe suggestions for the story. So
What did you think of the Rise of Skywalker trailer?
it was great. I think it was really beautifully shot, and looked very epic. That's one thing. Another thing that really jumped out to me. Everything looks like big. Well, of course, it's the end of the whole saga, so it's supposed to be the biggest one yet. I was really happy to see all of them together on an adventure. So finally, they're not separated. And I don't know. I don't want to say anything or predict anything because trailers can be deceptive, and they will be deceptive on purpose. I personally am the most excited about The Mandalorian. That's one thing. Like, yes, give me The Mandalorian.
Do you have a favorite lightsaber? Like a favorite lightsaber design or color of the blade?
Yes, my obviously favorite of Ahsoka's fulcrum lightsabers. Yeah, you're talking to a fan. I have Rey's customized the graphics of that one that she has. I have hers custom made for stunts as well. And my Ahsoka sabers are my most prized possession, probably. Those are also custom made for me. And DJ Bernhardt made them from High Customs sabers, and those are incredible. Like if you open them, they have all the stuff inside, and is it your real passion? Is it what you're here for? Then go do it, and don't let anyone stop you. Like I have very strong opinions about things, but it doesn't make me negative. I'm always, if you have any questions about anything filmmaking, to me or to my crew, feel free to ask. Like, I'm always open. I'm always sharing and giving the answers and all of that. So it's fun.
You could say bye. And she's got a cat like Rookie does. So
Kitty.
Was really making his way into the room, and he's my little kitty.
Thank Kitty. He actually likes being held. My cat hates being held.
He got around. He did not like it before. Now he's hungry, so he'll tolerate anything.
He's like, okay, yes, now feed me soon. What's his name?
His name's Bugsy, after Starbuck from Battleship Galactica.
You remember the first time you watched Star Wars, and if so, what did you feel when you were introduced to this universe?
Of course, I'm a prequel baby, so
Yes!
I know I watched the previous ones before, but I don't remember watching it. But I went to see the prequels, the Phantom Menace in a movie theater with my best friend, and I remember we were so fascinated and we just totally loved it. But then we went to see the episode 2, and that was Anakin. I was like, oh my gosh, every teenage girl is in love with Anakin. So I remember we had a huge crush on him, and yeah, I think that's what cemented the love for it. So
Well, we have a question. Do you like sand?
Oh, damn. I was going to ask that. That's crazy. We're thinking alike.
I like sand. Have you ever sat on the beach with your butt on the sand and say you love sand after that? No.
But I'll appreciate that it's not rocks or concrete or, that. So sand is a good substitute sometimes.
It gets everywhere. I know that we are shown. What are you doing with that? What's happening?
Pay attention to me. That's what he's saying.